Testing, testing. All right, shalom, shalom. All right. First thing and foremost, giving all praises to Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, hopefully elect. All right, and just through the Spirit, um, once again, just being prompted through the Spirit. I just uploaded a video, like 30 minutes ago, and particular precept that I couldn't find. I was just gonna post it on the comment board or in the description or whatever, but the Spirit just like, I might as well just do another video real quick, you know, um, because as the title goes, hey, be ready for when it all comes flushing our way. All right, Lord willing, to you hopefully elect brothers, man, hey, because it's only going to be but so long that, the men of the Lord, brothers, you brothers out there, you kings, you malakim, all right, it's only going to be but so long that, we're going to be on the bottom, and that's the Spirit, because I was talking to another brother, man, the beautiful brother Yawam, um, earlier today, and it's just like, man, the only way from rock bottom, man, the only way up, the only direction to go is up, you know. At this point, like I said, because this is the lowest point that the Israelite man, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Indian man has been. All right, you talk about rock bottom, but listen, man, we're brothers, man. I mean, if there's anything lower than rock bottom, this is it. All right, this is it. To the point where if it wasn't for the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, we'd be beyond past the point of absolutely no return. All right, we'd be beyond that point of no return. All right, but call Allah Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord is making us mighty men up. All right, the house of David. All right, start with those men. You see, and hey, we are in that transitionary period to where we're coming back into kingship, coming back into true manhood, coming back into our godliness. All right, plugging back into the source, right? So with that being said, before we get the full before we get our full stature back, our full status back, again, it was, I believe King David said it, man. It was necessary for me to be chastised, so that way, it's necessary for us to go through this process before we get the perks, because what we are learning in this process is to deal with the responsibility. Because as I always say, man, when it comes to being kings, there's more to it. Being a king is more than just drinking wine and having all these women. All right, being a king is a lot more to it than that. All right, it's definitely a lot more tedious. It's not that simple. And one of my favorite movies of all time, as of recently, um, you know, brothers put me onto this movie. I watched it a few times. That's one of those movies that I can watch over and over and over and over and over again. Till the kingdom come. But one of my favorite movies of all time being the movie King. Because basically when you watch the movie, all right, basically the king, he fell sick, all right, and pretty much, hey, because traditionally, the heir will go to the next of kin, right? So basically, like I said, the king fell short. Slakia, the king, he fell sick, and the heir, the next to rule, all right, he was pretty much like he didn't give a shit, popping women, and he didn't. I mean, he didn't really give two shits about the position, In fact, he didn't want the role, all right, but later on in the movie, he came down to, he came to his senses, all right, and long story short, he eventually accepted the role of, he he accepted his responsibility of being the king, being the next, to being the next heir. But the point of the movie, like I said, is one of my favorite movies of all time as of recently. I'm talking about top 5, because it shows you the responsibilities, the duties of what it is to be a king. Because like I said, this kid, and he was a young man at that. He didn't want the responsibility at first. He didn't want to be king. But eventually, like I said, it came to insistence, and hey, the movie, it shows you the process of the decision making and the councils, and like I said, it's more to it than just drinking wine and having all these wives and concubines. So again, nevertheless, that's what we're learning. Before we get to our full stature, we're learning the responsibilities before we get the perks. All right, we're learning the responsibilities now before we get the perks. All right. So with that being said, as the title goes again, hey, be ready when it all comes flushing your way. Because as I was saying, it's only a matter of time before, again, we're in a transitionary period. All right. The men of the Lord, hey, we're coming back to our stature. All right. And with that being said, hey, the tide is going to shift, Lord willing, in our favor. Lord willing, we be those men. The tide is going to shift in our favor. It's going to turn on our favor, on our behalf. And hey, again, man, if we're of that number, if we be those men, we have to be ready. Because as I always say, I believe I got this from one of the brothers, one of the elders out there in Texas, a while ago, going into Isaiah 4:1. Isaiah 4:1. It's not going to be some rap video where brothers are going to have all these women and it's just going to be good during Jacob's trouble. No, man, because it's going to come with a lot of responsibilities. Women, they like to be comfortable. All right. It's just basically going to be extra baggage. You're going to have women, children. I'm too hot, I'm too cold, right? Just playing in here and there, and just all type of things that brothers are going to have to, all type of responsibilities brothers are going to have to deal with in that day. All right. You see, man? So again, as I said, be ready to receive it all when it comes your way, because it's coming. And I know me personally, I pray, Lord willing, I be one of those men, all right, that, the Spirit is on me to be able to deal with, whatever my lot is, whatever comes my way. I pray. That's a part of my prayer. That's a part of my prayers, man. Just, may the Spirit be on me to be able to deal with whatever the Lord throws my way. All right. Whatever the Lord throws my way. I'm just hoping that I'll be able to deal with it and not lose my mind. Because again, hey, the tides are going to turn. The tables are going to turn. The tides are going to shift in our favor, man. And, there's going to be a lot on brothers' plates. A lot of responsibilities that brothers are going to have to be able to deal with. You see? But I'm going to get this. Real quick, man. Because as I was mentioning in the video that I just uploaded 30-40 minutes ago, hey, things are gonna more and more happen on our behalf and in our favor. And again, we have to be ready to deal with it. We have to be ready to handle it. We have to be ready to handle it. All right, because it's getting to a point more and more where it's just like, man, the Lord is more and more swiftly. Our prayers are being answered. Prayers are being answered, man, more and more swiftly. Because in 2 Corinthians 6:2, he says, for he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted. And you see, Lord willing, I strongly believe that we're in that accepted time, or we're in the beginning phases of it, at least. Because again, we are definitely in that transitionary period. You can feel it in the atmosphere. All right. It says, and in the day of salvation have I secured thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. So you see, man, the day of reckoning, a day of recompense, man. Everyone that did us wrong, all right, hey, As I mentioned in the video that I uploaded, man, earlier, the big cash out, the big payout, you know, because again, all the spiritual coins that we've been storing up in our spiritual bank account, is getting ready to, we're getting ready to cash out, man. You know, and again, I believe that we are in that accepted time, like it just said here. You know, we are in that accepted time. You see, don't be surprised. You know, you send up prayers, man, and them prayers get answered on spot, and that's, like I said, that's already happening. You know, more and more prayers are getting answered more and more quickly. Sometimes, in a lot of cases, on spot. You know, so be ready when it all comes flushing your way. All right. Let me get this. This is what I originally wanted in the video earlier, but I couldn't find it. In Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus 21, I just started 1. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion slaying the souls of men. Because as I was mentioning in the video earlier, you know, hey, listen, if we are putting our best foot forward, serving Yahweh Shema Shai in sincerity and in truth, then, you know, we're going to be accepted with favor. All right. You know, we're going to, the Lord's favor is going to be bestowed upon us. You know, and I was going into the one account with Heliodorus. All right. Because Jake, at that time, they were keeping the laws, right? They were doing what they were supposed to do. Then when the time of hell came, all right, tribulation, when Jake was in distress, the Lord came through. They cried out to the Lord and the Lord came through. You see, so hey, and that's how simple it is. Despite how hard Jake wants to make this, you know, Jake makes this more difficult than what it is. All right, because it's as simple as stop going off, man, and try. You know, just put your best foot forward. Just try. That's all the Lord is asking. Just try. Right? But verse 5 is the point. It says, a prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of Yahweh Shema Shai, and his judgment cometh speedily. So that was, like I said, the precept that I was looking for, and I couldn't find it because, like I said, in his judgment, well, I'll read it again, verse 5. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of Yahweh Shema Shai. And, you know, the poor man, hey, this is talking about our people, man. We don't have a standing army. We don't have nothing. We don't have our own continent. You know, we don't have nothing. All right. We don't have no one going up to us speaking on our behalf in these G summits and whatnot. You know, we don't have nothing. Like the scripture say, we are worms. Worms are defenseless. They're helpless. They can't, you know. You see, and that's another beautiful thing with Yahweh shining his robe. All right, because the scriptures tell us to, hey, we're supposed to look out for the fatherless, the widows, right? The poor. Right, well, hey, we are the widowless, or excuse me, we are those widows. We are the fatherless, you know, just the defenseless, the poor, right? And Yahweh Shai, he's going to be the one to vindicate us. All right. I don't know if that's a chariot or a plane, but no, that's a plane. But again, Ecclesiasticus 21 and verse 5. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reacheth to the ears of Yahweh Shema Shai, and his judgment cometh speedily. So, like I said, hey, you know, prayers are getting answered more and more speedily, more and more rapidly, more and more quicker. And like I said, don't be surprised. Hey, you know, you send up a prayer and boom, it happens right there on the spot. Or, you know, it happens a lot sooner than what you anticipate. You know, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, man. Hey, be ready to receive it all, because hey, I believe that we are in that accepted time where things are gonna more and more going to be happening on the behalf of the Lord's men. All right, and more is going to be publicized. More and more is going to be known. Like I said before, hey, yeah, there's something different about these guys, man. Them weren't just some regular niggas and spicks on them street corners, man, teaching. You know, these ain't ordinary men. You know, and truth be told, hey, the hopefully elect brothers, man, we are not ordinary men. We're just, you know, trapped in this flesh. All right, but soon it's going to be made known. All right, that favor, as I was talking about earlier in the previous video, you know, that favor is going to be bestowed upon those men. And it's definitely going to be made known that something's different about these guys, man. You know, and like I said, brothers are going to be speaking things into existence more and more on spot, and people are going to see it, and they're going to be wooed. You know, but hey, with that, there's going to be more and more, you know, responsibilities that come with it. Like the scriptures talk about Yahushua being throned, right? A lot of people are going to be coming up, inquiring, asking questions, you know. You know, brothers are going to be put in these leadership positions, man. You know, they're going to be put in these positions where they're going to have to lead. They're going to have to guide the Lord's sheep, man. You know, because hey, that innumerable multitude, they're going to lean solely on those men. All right, you hopefully elect brothers, man. All right, and for that number, we're going to have a lot of people coming up, man. You know, asking, inquiring. There's going to be healings during that time. There's going to be all type of things going on. And we're just going to have to be ready to be able to deal with it, man. To deal with that responsibility, you know. But be ready, all right? Let me get this in Psalm 138 and verse 3. It says, in the day when I cried, thou answerest me and strengthenest me with strength in my soul. All right? So I'm going to read that real quick. Because like I said, in the day when I cried, right? Basically, hey, on spot, right? Because when you read that in the NLT, it says, as soon as I pray, you answer me. You encourage me by giving me strength. So you see, on spot. It's going to get to a point where, you know, it's going to get to a point where it's not even going to be a surprise anymore. Really, if you think about it. Because, you know, and this happened to a lot of us, most of us, you know. I know I see the number 144 as well as other spiritual numbers, but really, mainly, I see the number 144, you know. But I remember a time where maybe once a week I would see it, you know. Every now and then I would see 144, and you know, you would get excited, you know, like, yes, you know, because hey, I mean, you know, that's what we're hoping for, to be a part of that number, right? So I remember a time where, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure this happened to all of us, most of us, all of us, right? Every now and then, every blue moon, we would see the number 144. Well, it went from every blue moon, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks. All right, and then just got to a point where you've seen it every day, and this is now is to a point where you've seen it multiple times a day. I kid you not, man. You know, I see the number 144 at least, I kid you not, 5, 6, 7 times a day, at least. You see, and it's just to a point where, you know, like I said, you're not surprised. It's just like, hey, Lord willing, because it's a faith booster, you know. Like I said, at one point you get all excited, and you know, but it just gets to a point where it's just you're not surprised by it anymore. It's just like the water, Lord willing, the water. Wait, that's how I picture it when it comes to the Lord answering our prayers on spot. It's just going to get to a point where it's just like, the water, you know. Someone cuts you off in traffic, damn nearly causes you to run you off the road. You know, and then boom, their car blows up right there. You know, and it's just gonna be the water. You know, you're gonna keep on moving, keep on driving. You know, stuff like that. Don't be surprised. It's gonna be, things are gonna start more and more. And I keep saying it because it's already happening. You know, things are already shifting in our favor. You see, because like I said, I believe that we are in that accepted time. We are in that appointed time, that due season that the scriptures talk about. I believe we are in that appointed time. Like I said, I think it's going to get to a point. I believe it's going to get to a point where it's just like, sending prayers up and on spot right away. And it's just going to get to a point where we're not even going to be surprised anymore. It's just the water about Shema Shai. So hey, that's it, man. That's it. Just be ready to be able to receive it all. Like I said, I pray that the Lord gives me the spirit to be able to deal with whatever is coming my way. Because like I said, man, hey, the men of the Lord, who the Lord compares more precious than fine gold, man. All right, we're not going to be in the bottom forever. We're not going to be like this for too much longer. Again, let me say that again. The Lord compares us precious. We're more precious than fine gold. Not this cheap ass little, you get from the dollar store. I'm talking about real fine, precious gold, man. We're more precious than that. The Lord refers to us as his jewels, man. And you think he's just going to suffer his men to be on the bottom like this forever? Nah, man. All right, like I said, we're coming back into our stature. The Lord has given our stature. He's given us our stature back. But we have to learn to deal with the responsibilities before we get those perks. You see? So, like I said, I pray that, hey, the Lord, when that time comes, that I'll be able to, I'm ready. I touched on this, I believe I did the video yesterday, I mentioned it right at the precept, how, hey, listen, we're gonna judge the world, we're gonna judge angels, but we gotta learn how we're gonna, deal with more things on a much bigger scale if we don't know how to deal with small matters, man. We don't know how to judge small matters, man. Small things. And again, that's what we're learning. So hey, with that being said, Lord willing, this was edifying. All right, it's been a pleasure, an honor to serve you. How about Shema Shai? And it's been a privilege and an honor to serve with the Akim on the battlefield. And hey, if anything, Lord willing, we all see each other on that chariot. All right. So, shalom to you. Hopefully, like that. There, giving all praise to Yahweh by Shema Shai. Shalom to you. Hopefully, like into the next one.